Ruth, how is Brexit going to affect Brentford?
Well, Brentford's affected like all of London is affected. I believe that particularly if we crash out with no deal, but even a softer Brexit, I think that the London economy as the whole UK economy will be affected. We've got many EU citizens who are really worried about their futures and also feel somewhat insulted about the way they've been treated in the last
Have you heard from them?
years. Oh yes, I mean I've had several EU citizens telling me their stories. They don't know how to plan their lives, their futures. You've got many people who've been here decades and decades and are married to UK citizens and have UK-born children. They probably have had to give up their rights to pensions and because they haven't been paying their national insurance equivalent in their own countries. This is their home, but why should they have to make a choice about taking UK citizenship or applying for settled status, or even for some having to go home? The particular local economy issue is that many people here and many of our employers are based in the broadcast sector, and Brexit means that broadcasters can only broadcast in the EU if they have an EU base. So many of our broadcasters are going to have to set up a base in Ireland or another EU country, whether or not they shift their whole operation over there.
Are people telling you this?
Well, the broadcasters are telling me this. Discovery, although Discovery has confirmed that it's staying in Chiswick Business Park, but it is opening a European office. In fact, all broadcasters will have to set up a European office, which means a shift of change and possibly a shift in priorities, which wouldn't have otherwise had to be the case.
What about local business people? What have they been telling you?
Well, I mean, every time I speak to a local business person, small or large, they say, as I've always believed myself, that Brexit is only bad news for the UK economy and therefore for businesses here.
Do you think there's going to be a loss of jobs or businesses fold because of Brexit?
I think it's entirely possible. Yes, absolutely entirely possible. Or there'll be the slow drip move away of investment, or just either move away of investment or people not investing when they would have otherwise. People being shifted to the EU through their jobs when they weren't otherwise expecting to.
Is it happening?
Oh yes.
As far as Brentford's concerned?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yes.
Brentford's no different from the rest of London in that respect.
In what sort of cases?
Well, as I say, people not expanding their businesses, people whose employers are making decisions that they wouldn't have otherwise made, and also people's predictions about the economy, that prices could well be higher, supplies will take longer to arrive, exports become more tricky, and so on and so forth.
Do local people accept your arguments on Brexit? You've been quite outspoken, you've taken a strong position.
Yeah.
Have you come in for some flack?
I have to say, very little. I mean, this constituency, and including Brentford, voted fairly strongly for Remain, but of course there's a group of people here, like everywhere, who did vote to leave. Some of them have written to me, but I think I've had about 800 supportive emails against about 80 or 90 opposed.
Have you seen a change in the mood and the attitude towards Brexit over the last couple of years in Brentford?
I think I'm seeing people who weren't sure or did vote to leave changing their minds and realising things they didn't realise during the referendum about the implications of the UK leaving the EU. And then the other group of people in my constituency who realise they were lied to are people who hail from non-EU countries and have come to live here over the decades and were specifically targeted by social media in this, with messages that said vote to leave and immigration from non-EU countries will become easier, which of course is a very powerful message to all those people, such as from the Indian subcontinent, who've had such problems with the Home Office in recent years over whether it's Granny coming for a visit this year when she being refused when she has done for many years up to now, or people who have done all the right things, provided all their documentation, have worked and paid taxes and want to apply for leave to remain or citizenship being denied. So that message worked really powerfully with those people. They realise now they've been lied to.
Is there any upside for Brentford?
I can't see any.
How bad will it be for Brentford?
Well,
just in a measure.
I mean, even the most positive of the Treasury predictions of Brexit meant that the UK economy would have a bigger downturn than the UK economy had in the 2008 global recession. So we are bound to see that locally. London will be affected, but London won't be as badly affected as the more vulnerable parts of the UK, particularly those dependent on manufacturing industry, such as the car trade. So, like the rest of London, we won't be as badly affected, but I think we will be affected.